In October of 2019, a small team of chefs, mixologists, and designers came together to open a restaurant for one night only, hidden within the mountainous landscapes of Monterey. Driven by a shared desire to create sustainable and accessible experiences, they'll combine locally sourced wildlife with the handcrafted legacy of Roca Patrón. Together, they're going.
What story can this dish tell? That's number one for me. You know, it has to come from a memory, from an inspiration. Food is art, and you're showcasing on a dish, on a plate. It's not just to create, but also to give someone a memory. That's what people feel.
Every time I'm behind my bar, I'm making somebody a drink, I'm creating the perfect cocktail for them, I'm selling them a delicious dish. Creating a moment, a sense of place is definitely the pinnacle of what I like to do.
My personal history around food is memories with my mom, just watching her cook. Grandma, of course, you know, she's a grandmaster. In my culture, I'm Dominican nationality, so at that time, you know, way back, it wasn't really common for a man to be in the kitchen. It was funny because I kind of kept the secret for a long time until I grew up and I really made it a passion and just been doing it ever since.
I spent about 10 years in Manhattan, kind of bummed around there, working in dive bars while trying to act. Made my way up with a few of the nicer bars, started doing some more craft cocktails. When I moved back to California, originally I studied wine, but eventually that led me back to cocktails. I was fortunate enough to grow up on the coast of California. Everything that comes from the soil we like to show respect for. Sustainability is really huge to me personally and in this area in general.
Yeah, people in California are very particular. They want to know everything's local, everything's sustainable, and that's what's great. It challenges you as a chef.
We do as much sourcing as we can from our local farmers. All of our wines are local, all of our beers are local, all of our produce is sourced locally as much as we can. We actually have a garnish garden that's grown on our owner's property because I was using so much rosemary and mint and these edible flowers that they're like, why don't we just grow it for you?
The agriculture here is so amazing. You know, the ingredients speak for themselves. You know, we try very hard to use anything that's local. With seafood, it's a little hard with certain aspects, especially shellfish, but we're using stuff from the Gulf. Mexico's right there. You know, you have to respect the food.
We knew that he would develop a menu from the sea right there, which is what we wanted to do. So we look for people that will cook in the style of what we kind of want to do for the dinner. And Robin is incredible. Like, she is hyper sustainable. All of her bitters and cocktails that she made, just very thoughtful and just very in tune to how we at Secret Supper treat our dinners as well.
When I started doing this seriously a few years ago, I wasn't really finding the flavor profiles I wanted. So I, like my mother's daughter, figured if I can't find it, I'm gonna make it. It's actually been quite a learning experience, but at the end of the day, what I've learned about making bitters is it takes a lot of patience and a lot of creativity, but it doesn't take that many tools or really even all that much know-how. And I think using what's in your own backyard is something that has been forgotten by a lot of people. And I think that it's a way to inspire creativity that is different all around the world. The things that I have access to that are going to be delicious in my cocktails in my garnish garden are definitely different from what somebody is going to have in Vermont. So I think that a return to regionality in cocktails is on the horizon. I think that it goes along with the model of sustainability and accountability as far as the future of our planet goes. It reduces our carbon footprint, and I think it really stimulates a lot of creativity. I was really interested to see how this kind of juggernaut of a company, Patrón, took sustainability seriously. And the way that they compost their agave and the way that they reclaim their water, which are two of the highest waste products in tequila production, absolutely amazing. The way they support their community in so many different ways really kind of spoke to me on a think globally, act locally way, because we have to start what we believe with our own backyard, and that is absolutely what they've done.
And that's how you build community, by gardening your neighborhood. One thing we do for the community too, we bring kids and do internships. There's a lot of kids out there who want to cook. You know, they see that on TV or read books, and they're like, I want to do this. But a lot of us, especially people of color, don't get those opportunities as much. We work with a program called Chef in Training. You know, we're building on the industry and making sure these young men and women are seeing what it really takes and seeing if it's an actual passion. And for a lot of them, it really is. So I'm really happy building that. You know, putting the right people in the industry and to keep it growing.
We have a very supportive community of creative professionals, always willing to help each other, and a rising tide raises all ships.
2019 has been a great year, and just to be part of Secret Supper is one of the biggest honors for me. You know, to be recognized and be chosen for that. Represent California. I started thinking really hard. It's instead of just me thinking of a cool dish I can do for this event that no one's ever done, some of these people have never been to Alamar. So let me bring Alamar to them.
I mean, we're taking something that is usually such a controlled environment and putting it literally out in a field or in an empty warehouse where it's kind of a fish out of water scenario, but I feel that that really highlights what we're doing. I love doing pairing menus because I think that food and drink have to go hand in hand.
I'm really excited about that pairing and what Robin Wolf is going to be doing. We're going to do some really cool things together. Even just from reading her cocktails and the ingredients, it's going to be really, really cool.
I wanted to choose flavor profiles that I thought complemented what Chef was doing, but didn't necessarily include exactly the same ingredients. I wanted to showcase each one of the expressions of the Patrón Roca that we're featuring, the silver, the reposado, and the añejo, and all those different flavors that they bring.
Local Patrón has so many complexities in its flavors. It's going to help kind of cut through the richness of my food. My food's very bold. The Local Patrón will kind of balance it out.
My cocktails are pretty culinary in styling. You're gonna see a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, things that you wouldn't normally see on a bar top. You know, we strive for excellence, but in a kind of a setting where everybody can enjoy it, where there's nothing stuffy. So you get that, white linen service with cowboy boots under the table.
The minute someone comes in, you have to feel at home. You have to make that person feel at home. It's just, they're coming to your house, make them feel that way. It's not just a business that they're going into. It's more than that,
They will forget what they ate, they will forget what they drank, but they won't forget how you made them feel. At the end of the day, I want everyone to leave wanting to come back.